Loki episode 5, the pre-season finale. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how much Loki has changed, why Sylvie kind of sucks, our favorite versions of the variants living on the timeline, and of course, our predictions for the finale. Let's do this. One hell of an intro. Just look at the music. So creepy, and it set the tone. Big fan. Loki time slipping. Interesting to see that again. The explanation of that just has to be everything is deteriorating. So Ouroboros' device that helped save him, it doesn't exist anymore. It's not a part of reality. And the way that that intro was done, it was so mind-bending. Was I the only one when he first got into that hallway? I thought we were back at episode 1. No, we're just in a deserted TVA with nobody there. Him saying hello to himself. It set up the episode and what they were going to smack us over the head with just so well. The failsafe mode right before they play the Loki trailer. And then we see Miss Minute saying, "Thank you for your service." So that's crazy because literally the failsafe mode just means, sorry, everybody, we're all about to die. We appreciate what you done here. Now, bye. What type of failsafe is that? But could that potentially have a bigger meaning? It maybe. Let's break into our variants because we've got a few to discuss here. We're going to do these in order. Casey escaping from Alcatraz. Fun to watch this character that has always been, how do we say this nicely? The upright employee that always follows the rules, has a life on the timeline as a convict, and not only that, as one of the infamous escaped convicts from Alcatraz. That was awesome because it's another example of Loki using real life people that went missing or were never accounted for and integrating them into the story, which I love. Next, we go to B-15, is a doctor in New York in 2012. That timeline matches up exactly with the first Avengers movie. I was so prepared to see something, to see one of the Avengers. What I really thought we were going to see was Loki trying to take over New York. The opportunity was there. A little bit surprised that we didn't see that. Would love to see them somehow integrate that into the finale, but I'm okay if they don't do that because the finale is going to be popping. I said we're doing these in order. Then we finally see Mobius and his jet skis. It's a hilarious moment that he's just making his own commercial in his own jet ski shop. That was just funny. But can we all be honest about the man? We love Mobius. That version of him, he's kind of a dad, ignoring his son's calls. It literally seems like all he cares about is the jet skis. I think it's more caring about selling the jet skis. And then finally, seeing Obi, this one was my favorite. It's super goofy that he's trying to buy his own book. He's still just so lovable. And the way that he plays out these scenes is fantastic. You know, this is kind of embarrassing, but I had to get my PhD to keep my day job. Like, okay, and that the TVA technically is a place of fiction. The science fiction writer served as a great device to tell the story. Did you guys notice that his workshop, which is in the middle of nowhere, which I feel like that's going to be important, it looks exactly like his workshop in the TVA. I'm still on the fence. I love Obi as a character, but I think he is such an integral part to Kang. And then here we go. Loki gives him the TVA guidebook that Ouroboros wrote. When did that first happen? It's this major time paradox they keep dangling in front of us. This whole loop with Ouroboros, which if you don't know what that means, I made a YouTube short about it, so go check that out. So once we meet Obi, it's all about gathering the gang back together. I don't know about you guys. I saw where the episode was going and I was like, please let this part go by very quickly. Honestly, I wanted more action. It's the pre-finale, less talking, more crazy time stuff, which they did do. Like when he approaches Mobius, for one, like, Loki, I love you, my boy, but you do not know how to approach a random person when they're on their lawn, and that's okay. We'll forgive you for that one. When they step through the portal, that was just a brilliant way to show the characters that they can come back at any time. And then I was happy that they did kind of speed it up. Who's the cherry on top that we need to get is Sylvie. I had a feeling the entire time that Sylvie was still going to be Sylvie. I mean, think about it. Sylvie is a Loki variant. She's literally a god. There's no way that she's just on the timeline. From my perspective, that was a bit predictable. However, in terms of telling the story, there was a nice disruption, right? We're having this fun montage of getting the gang back together, and then it just kind of shocks you like, whoa, okay. Then Loki and Sylvie decide to get a drink, which is cute because it ain't the first drink that they've gotten together. This was a fun little Easter egg. Did you notice the arcade game? Yes, it was Zaniac, the exact same movie that we saw Brad star in episode 2. This is where we talk about Sylvie kinda sucks. She got what she wanted, and we need to recognize that. But I still don't understand how she doesn't see that everything's going away. I mean, hello, her McDonald's meal just disappeared out of nowhere. So that just happens from time to time when you get off work? Whatever. The point is, I still wasn't the biggest fan of her. Like, help our boy Loki out. Then it leads to the great opportunity. What I've been saying this whole series, the amount of growth that Loki has experienced as a character. This is a Loki that has never had any friends. He has always been the villain. He doesn't know where he belongs. He's playing the hero. He's trying to save everything, but he's still the Loki of being selfish. There has been so many of these deep moments for Loki throughout the series. I don't know if that one in the bar scene is going to be topped. All right, now this is where things got serious. Sylvie in the record store. How crazy was that scene? Finally, Sylvie is seeing the consequences of her actions. Let me just say on that one, hit the fan. So she finally joins up with Loki and the rest of the crew. The temp pad being gone, what probably happened was the temp pad turned into spaghetti like the rest of reality. That is what happened. Yeah, and then just that moment, that was so well done. That whole time loop that they had at the very end, all the characters being turned into spaghetti, and then all of a sudden Sylvie gets turned into spaghetti too. Everything about that, that was just so crazy, and what a way to wrap up the episode. Boom, he time skips again. Boom, he does it again. And then he's in the right place in the right time, and then drop the curtain. We're ready for the finale. So if you can't tell, I am pumped up. The only bummer that I will say is no extra credit scene. I mean, come on, man. That was the perfect time to do it. Predictions for the finale. I still think there's something deeper going on with Obi. Loki has to have time traveled back to before Victor got spaghettiified. So I think Victor is going to be saved. I still think Victor is going to turn into Kang, maybe with the help of Ouroboros, and Loki is going to be the one that goes out there. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye.